last class actually we discussed about the pandas basics and functions, controls, and oops concept, and um, see pandas other functions also. So we discuss about that. Now, file concepts. Okay, so how we can play with the files. So any language. So for example, if you heard about like C programming or C++ programming, or else any other language. So any language, if it has the capability of doing all those things like getting the data and writing the data, reading the data, reading the data. So there must be a features as well to read and write the physical files from our drive. Okay, so in Python as well, so we have the facility. So here we can play with the CSV files and Excel files and JSON files, HTML and SQL and pickle files. I never use this one, so but actually basically we have predominantly we used to have the only the CSV files, and some instance we used to read the HTML files, and in cases it is JSON file as well, because actually CSV files is like just lighter, right? So that if you have a huge data, and you can straight away right consuming the data or using the data by the CSV file. Okay, so let's go into that in detail. So how so we are going to be able to write the data um, from file using Python. So if you're going to write up files anything, there might be options called read, write, and update, and so we can have indentation, or what is that, um, uh, uh, the other wildcard characters like a slash n slash t, whatever the things are available in C programming. Probably if you guys are done with the file concept in C, very similar, very similar, the same concept here also we are going to use. And if you guys are done with the Unix programming, so how you have written the writing of files in Unix, the same patterns we are also using, right? And here we have a major modes: read, write, read, write, and append, and the combination of like a file read and writing with the plus symbol and other options. Okay, so we'll see this sample program one by one so that you can understand how you can do that. So here we have major steps. First of all, we have to open the files, right? And we have to mention that in what kind of operations we are going to perform, whether it's going to be a read, write, what kind of operations we are going to do. Then followed by either you can read the data or write the data, right? Or else it's going to be like appending the data. And finally, you supposed to close that file, then you have to come out from that. Otherwise, the file is always open and for editable mode in the specific program. That's very important. Okay, so make sure that, because once you are reading the file and physical, just you're opening the file, reading the file, that's totally different. Loading into the object, it's totally different. Okay, so loading into the object is nothing but you're opening the file, and really I'm struggling to get that, otherwise I can draw something here. So just you can get the data, otherwise better, yeah, I will use. So if I'm going to write some files, the file concepts, right? So here I can write some data, either it could be a b c, something like that. So from file content, okay, so is to write the files from your program. This is your program. Okay, so from your open file, the file name, so then you can get the file, the content to your program, and you can write whatever you want over here, get the data, and then finally you can have that update in your file, and you can close this file. Okay, so open and close. This is very important steps when you're dealing with the files, not only within the within Python. So it's a come across any programming language. If you're going to deal with the file concept, you're supposed to open the file, and you have to specify what kind of operations you are going to do. That is read, write, or append. Okay, so read, write, or append is nothing but read is nothing but you're going to just retrieve the content, whatever available in your file. And if it is going to be a write means it usually go and remove that existing item and started updating all the item. That's very important. and if you're opening the file in append mode, so that the existing data will not affect. For example, already if you have the content ABC, then if you're opening the file in append mode, then it's going to be DEF. Okay, so the data will be available in the file. Otherwise, it will open a file and it will erase all the content and it will make just only what, the writing data. So we have to very carefully we have to handle when we are dealing with the file, right? But mostly in our case, when you're going to do with the Python for the data science perspective, generally we load the file into the object, then we play around. So simple. So we don't bother about that. Sometime we supposed to write a file and create a file and save the data in the file to the specific location. That also we are going to see today. Okay, as a part of this program. Okay, right. And before that, so here we have like there are the two major operations like importing the data and exporting the data, right? As I mentioned earlier, so we can go ahead with to read the data means, so PD is nothing but a pandas object, right? Already we know that. PD dot read underscore CSV means you are going to read the CSV files. And the same way, read underscore table is nothing but again is a the again it's going to be a comma separator files, but in different delimiters. Okay, it's going to be semicolon or else any other things. Hope you guys know like what is a delimiter files, because the Excel file is like a prompt Microsoft Excel files, but if it's a comma separator files is CSV files, and a table is nothing but is sometime other than other delimiters we can use that. And same way, read underscore Excel, here I am. Okay, so read underscore Excel means like we're going to read the Excel files. The same way, if you're going to read any table from the SQL object, you're supposed to create a SQL connection before that, and we should have like we can have like read underscore SQL. The query is going to be select as from table or whatever the queries we can pass on through that. And same way, read underscore JSON, it's going to be like the location of the JSON file. Then you can read that file, and you can execute the rest of the actions, right? And the same way, this is nothing but export to the data to the importing the data from the files, and this is nothing but exporting the data, writing the file and updating that. Okay, the two file options. Okay, so this is very similar to that. Import it to the file. This is export to the file. So here you are file program, file operations. Okay, is a dot py files. Okay, so by using this function, so you can read that again here. Df dot is nothing but actually mostly what you used to do. You can write the content and read the content. So I have the functions, so I'll explain that. Df is nothing but data frame. So data frame to CSV file and file name. The same way data frame to Excel, from the data frame into the Excel file, and from the data frame into the SQL, and the same way from data frame into JSON. Okay. And these are the other views. So I don't to explain now. So we'll go to the little demo. Then, so let me know once you're able to see my cool. Okay. So this is a simple program I'm going to use here. So let me go back, and so the file I already created. Okay. So just I created. It was 10 hours back. Just I'm deleting this one. Okay. I don't want this. All right. Okay. So here the file pandas, just okay, forget about it, it's available. So I'm going to use the operations. F is equal to, if you're familiar with file concept in C programming, this is nothing simple. Okay, but there you have to specify a structure and what complexity is there. Like if you are going to write a function, create, like if you are going to create a file concept means you have to create a structure, and then you have to use your bytewise operation to read the bytes from the file and write the files from file, something like that. Okay, so I'm not going to deeper depth in that file concept here, because we are not dealing with the Python program. So we need to jump into what is that exactly with our data science perspective. So just I'm stopping wherever it's required. Okay, so here I'm using a sample dot txt, and w plus means nothing but a write and read purpose. Okay, creating the files as well. So once I run this statement, okay, I got the file. Okay, so but I never wrote anything, just simple 0 bytes. All right, so now I'm writing some content. Okay, so let's say this one, and properly I'm closing my file, I'm coming back. All right, yeah, very good. So here itself you can open the file and you can see that the content. Right, so I have this file, I can write. So what are the content I have placed? Automatically it is available here. Right, and again I'm running, I'm making content. Because I have closed the file in the previous tab, so that it started to write this file, my object f dot write. Already it has been closed, because actually I removed this statement, some set of statement, and then I close the file, so that it's already opened. I'm not able to write the file because it's never opened. So how I can read that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going back, open the file, and then I'm writing the file. Also is fixed, right? So a few seconds back, that's it. So you got your content in the file. Okay, so now I want to do some updates, right? Okay, so now the append. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to open a file in the mode of A plus, right? That is open, read, and going to be append, right? I'm executing the statement. I'm closing this one. Okay, so let me go back and check whether it's available as it should be available. Right? This is the content I've updated. This is the earlier instant I have opened. So I had only this one. Actually, this is not a physical file, so that don't bother about that. So I'm opening the file in um, Jupyter environment. It sounds like it's not never opened. It's like logically we're opened, but it's basically closed inside the program, so that I'm able to open. Still, it's open so that I can get the two different outputs. This is the earlier one, and this is the new one. Got it? So just I'm appending this data, right? And next, what kind of operations we can do? So we have done with like creating a file. Yes, we are done. And we have written a function, right, to write the files. Yes, we're done. And we are opening the file and close the file. And we have append the file. Now, I'm not going to open any files. Sorry, I'm not going to read. I'm not going to write anything on that and append. But basically, I want to read the content from the files. Okay. So it's a very simple statement. Okay, so open dot sample dot text. or read mode, and the contents f is equal to read means the what are the contents are available in your object, and it's passing to the content variable, the object kind of stuff. Okay, again I'm running this function. So let me see what is available. Okay, so the content whichever available in your the code, definitely that will be available. Got it, right? Any doubts here? It's a simple function, not a big deal. All right. Any doubts? Any queries here, guys? Now we are in different way of presenting mode, so that I'm not able to quickly go and see how many people are watching this one. Okay, it's really challenging me to go through that. Hello.
Sir, we can proceed, sir.
Okay, fine. Because I'm not
Oh.
able to proceed. You see, like people are available or just
Yeah,
mute
yeah.
and unmute
We
them.
can just actually we can just see 59 people are here.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Right. So these are the options we have gone through, like opening the file object, and we are closing the file. And same way, we have other option to open the file using with open um, format. Okay. So with open, the function name, sorry, that's a file name as a f, the object, and this is going to be my data. I'm going to write some data into the file. So I'm writing f dot write, open the bracket, like data means it will go. This is another way of opening the file and writing the file. Okay, not a big deal. It's a very simple. Okay, so that's what actually I mentioned here. So here I have the another file. Sorry, the same file with option. Okay, so another way of opening the mode. Sometime actually we're not able to read the data, and only the difference. This one, this data is going to be always the data, right? The content going to be in the form of list. Okay, since we are playing with the text files, etc. here, so certainly we are not using any list functions here. But when we are using uh, what is that? The huge data files, CSV files, and extracting some values and finding some values. So finally, we want to extract that data and want to keep it in some separate file as the output format to the end user. So all the data after the calculation, so we can share those data to the end user. So obviously, we're supposed to create it in the form of CSV file, and we'll push into that. So in the case, so it's going to be a list of files. So list variable. So we can pass like this, so that it will be go and read that, and simple statement like this. Okay, so right, so now I have added the another one. Okay, the some data to be written in the file. So now in my file there should be one more statement under the this one. Let's see. Right, so we have opened the file and we have read something, and we have opened the same file with the file concept directly open close method. Then we have updated this one, and we have opened that file in different method with options. Okay, so as a object with object, actually when you usually in oops concept directly we can access the object, and using with object. So why what's the major difference between with and a normal object means, see, if you in this method directly will open object and will do one action one by one. Okay, so it's considered a line by line execution of reading the file, writing the file, something like that. But if you're using a open with of this specific object means you can write n number of operations under this one, because as long as if you're closing this object, then you can use that. So with this object you can read, write, whatever the things such as touch, and finally you can close the object. This is one of the options available in Python. But this is not available when we are dealing with any other language like Java and C programming. I never use this one. Even we don't have those kind of features in other languages. So with respect to the Python. So we can create a simple file in both way, either writing a file open or else with um, with function option, because this is a fantastic one because you can do any number of options. For example, you're opening the file and you're writing something. So until then you can open this file and you can write a data wherever you want. Okay, so multi-purpose, multi-operations we can do, but this one is always read write straight away. Okay, in the case, this is one of the easiest option we can. Okay, so I'm moving into um, this one. Before this, actually, last class we have discussed a few things over here, but for this I need some file. Probably we'll come back to the slides after some time. I think we have done this one. Okay, so I need a simple file, then I'll upload, then we'll see that. Okay, all right. So let me come back and Python, right? So as I mentioned earlier, so here I'm loading my data. Okay, so the file which is a bank underscore full is my CSV file. I'm loading my file. So I'm going to do some set of beautiful operations with by using files within the right data science for the Python. Okay, so here, so just check, like when you're working on this the higher version, probably your kernel will start and get ready. Everything should get ready here, and these are the. Don't panic about this. Actually, we'll see one by one this one. Okay, so for easy perspective, it's open running the program, so that just I'm using this one. So at this moment, just be with me only for this two line. There is import pandas as PD and the import numpy as NP. That's two things. Okay, we'll come to the other things later. Don't panic about all those things. It's like advanced concept. So now we are going to discuss very basics thing. Okay, so here this statement will go and import the file of the bank.full CSV. So where it is available, this is available here. Okay, so if you want to upload any file in the folder, you supposed to use the button upload. Okay, this is very important and very easiest way. Okay, so not a big deal. So what you're supposed to do, you have to open, you have to click on this upload, so that will get this dialog window, so that you can select whatever the files is available. So what are the files you want to upload, you can select the file and click on this, so that you will get over here. Okay, so for example, I'm clicking my Titanic file. I don't know whether it's a perfect file or not. Anyway, for analysis perspective, we are going to use those files later. Okay, 1 minute. It's a bit slow. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to load, right? So then you click upload. So which is available over here. So just I want to see the data is available. I'm not sure whether it's the right file or not. I didn't check that. Hmm. Yeah, it's a correct file. Okay. So this is my file. It's a Titanic file. The passage ID survived, P classes, names, sex, age, ship special and uh, perch, ticket number, fare, cabin, impact. All this data will be available. There is a nice examples we have. We are going to work on that later. Okay, great. So this is the way to upload the Excel file. The same way I have uploaded my um, bank underscore full um, CSV, and then I've used uh, df.head. Okay, so last class we have said we did that, right? Some head and the tail functions. So now I'm going to incorporate all the functions with my with my data frame. I'm going to play with my pure data frame in using file, not creating a series or whatever it is. Forget about that at this moment because there is a very, very basic stuff. Once you're jumping into um, the real-time scenario, always going to play with your files. For example, now we are going to CSV file, might be in real-time scenario, it's going to be a JSON files or HTML files, whatever it is. Okay, all right. So I'm going to execute the statement. Let's see. Okay, before that, I'll execute this first statement because I want to import all the libraries. Okay, so I got the error because I never declared a PD, right? So that I want to declare, I want to run this the import statement. So it's going to be execute all the statement one by one. Okay, and here for my understanding, actually, I have created a small print statement. So once all the statement will execute successfully, I will get all required libraries has been imported successfully. So that I understood, yes, nothing is error. I didn't get any error when I'm running this application. Yeah. Okay, let it come. Then I'm going to execute like the information about that data frame. So when I'm executing this df dot info means it will say what are the objects available in my table. Okay, and it will say like what kind of the object and not null values are. I'll explain that later. Okay, at this moment, forget about that. Okay, and um, uh, how many rows or columns or data is there? Like for age, we have total like sizes like 45 for 45,211. I think it's got executed. Yeah. No. Okay, things takes time. Sorry about that. Okay, so information, and then I'm going to do some analysis. Okay, so at this moment, just hold on this one. I'll coming into this one. Okay, here I have the where column called job. Okay, the column called job. I'm doing some univariate analysis. Univariate analysis with the available data is nothing but I'm going to pick up either one of the column. Okay, this is content. Oh my god, still it's running. I don't know. Okay, so either going to be a single column. I can pick up the job or age or the education or what is that? What else I can do? Like duration, pay date, previous, p out, p outcome, target. All the data individual column I can go and analysis by using visualization perspective. Okay, but we have visualization separately. Once I do this one, I'll jump into this one. At this moment, I'll just hold on this. Okay, and these are the items I'm going to make some clarity. Okay, so here df dot job dot values underscore this is the method to find out group the values what are the different types of jobs are available and what is their count in the given excel sheet. So this is nothing but blue collar job, it's going to be 9,732 and management's job like this. So okay, Shanta, you might tell say okay, I don't understand like how how you can verify that. Yeah, definitely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to download this one. I'll show the actual physical file so that you can understand what exactly in this one. Okay, 1 minute. It's going to download. So once it's downloaded, so I'll show that Excel CSV files. Then I'll go to that function so that you can compare the value. Okay, just for one sample, if I say probably the other rest of the functions, if I show the demo, so you're able to understand properly. Bitly such a big file because it's almost 3.75 MB, so it takes time. So that's the reason actually there is a like recommendation for running the data science and the big data projects like we need so many things. here. Let me go back my program. Yeah, done. So all the libraries are imported. Forget about all these things like us at this moment. Okay. So I'm going to run this statement. Okay. Just I'm loading the data so that I'm getting all the data here. Right. So since it's like a by default it will say hit by default 5, so that I'm getting the row from 0. So because actually as I told you earlier, the index starts from 0 here, so that I'm getting exactly 5 rows. Okay, then I'm going back here. This is my Excel sheet. Okay, all right. So here I'm going to do some filter. All right. So first one, what we have done, forgot about this chart and all, and this is the job count, something like that, right? So here we have blue collar job, something the blue collar job, management, technician, admin, service, retired, self-employed, blah blah blah, everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cross verify whether my code is working perfectly. Okay. So where is that jobs? Yeah, here it is job. Okay. So I don't know, you guys are like familiar with come on, come on, come on. See, these all these analyticals are advanced version of Excel. Okay, so by using the Excel itself, you can do so many things. But this is sorted one. This is not sorted. I don't know what exactly function. Okay, let it be there because there are so many inbuilt functions like we have to use carefully. I don't want to explore now. Okay, so here I have blue collar job. All right, for your understanding only, I'm doing this one. So blue collar job, I'm getting 9,732. Right, same way unemployed 1,303. So this is just how we are utilizing in pivot table in my Excel sheet. I'm coming back in my program. I'm just executing a simple statement called df dot my column value dot column name dot value underscore counts. So I used to get all the data. Okay, and then here I have. So probably what I'm going to do. So instead of this one, and as I mentioned here, this is going to be a information about, right? This is nothing but number of rows and number of columns in my given CSV file. I'm going back and reconfirming whether how many counts, like 45,212. The first one is going to be like my header, so that I'm getting one more extra value. So this is nothing but 45,211 and the 17 columns. So how many columns are? Yes, of course I have 17 columns. Got it? So what are the things we are able to do it in our Excel sheet? So we are doing the same thing within our um, pandas libraries. Okay, and then so df dot drive. So this is nothing but, I'm going to discuss about what are the variables. See, this is a very intelligent one, guys. So when I'm using a describe, what are the variables? What are the columns going to be uh, numerical value? for those columns, it will give that the mean, standard, minimum value, maximum, mean, max, and this is nothing but like uh, 25 percentage of the coverage, and 50 percentage and 70 percentage of the minimum values. Like you have to find out like the what is that? The other chart we have discussed, right? Box chart. So third quartile and quartile and second quartile and the first quartile, something like that. So this is going to be a 25 percentage of the full mean, and then say 50 percentage of the same thing, and 75 percentage. So when I'm executing df dot describe, so automatically it will pick up only the numerical value and started giving those standard values, mean value, and count value, all the data, and we'll get the information detail about that. So based on that, we can go ahead and analyze further. So let me try to pull out some other um, functions. It should be df dot columns or column. I'm not sure. Let's try this one, because very small things we never use. Yeah, super. It's executing. So if I'm doing like the df dot column means I used to get all the column values. Okay, and again df dot let me see what are the other functions are available in my. Yeah, right. So discrete we have done with that, and maximum minimum everything we'll be able to see here over here. Okay, so I don't want to go inside one by one. Okay, fill any. Fill any. No, I don't want to do this. Yeah, better I'll use this seasonal. No, not now. It's not right time. Okay, so let me see. Is there any other features are available? Okay, I think everything is going to be univariate internally using a graph. Okay, so once we go through this graph, probably will come over here. Okay, and this is the way to get the file, loading the file. We are going to analyze different visualization chart, and we'll come back and see all these the univariant and bivariant analysis. So the univariant and bivariant analysis in data science is nothing but you are going to play with a single column. Column is nothing but you want to go with the age alone. You want to represent like what is the group of VH people are there working, and then we can go with the job, and the same way we can go ahead with everyone. Okay, all the columns. Or else if you are going to analyze that the two columns, and you want to do that analysis, means how it is correlated, means that is nothing but bivariant analysis. So this is actually one of the basic program project I did for my PGBML for um, one of the university. So that so this is given, they given me as a, like one of the assignment. I've driven this one. So bivariant analysis, we have to going to pick up the two variable, and we are going to do the analysis. We'll come back to this one later. So at this moment, I'm going back to the slides. Okay, so now the visualization is a very important, because as I mentioned earlier, so if you're going to represent something in pictorial representation, the observations very easy and quick. So um, the Python, sorry, the data science and the Python packages is a very powerful package what we have discussed, like the pandas, and now we are jumping to that matplotlib, and the next one is seaborn. There are the two major visualization chart. So what are the things I've given in the backside? So this kind of very nice chart we can create, and the mostly the understanding of the graph is not not a big deal, like you guys. It's very simple, and You can find out the insights of the data. Okay, that's very important, right? So if you're going to use the matplotlib library, straight away you can import that and you create object. So you can have a number of plots like scattered chart, bar chart, pie chart. What are the things we can do that? And same way, some if you want to have like some advanced version, kind of like heat map, cloud, or else some violin chart or box chart, something like that. So we can go ahead with the Seaborn. Seaborn, if you're going to implement the Seaborn, means you need to include Matplot library and other libraries like pandas and numpy. All the libraries we supposed to include, because based on that only, so we can implement the Seaborn dependency with the all other libraries. Okay, cool. So now we have this matplotlib. As I mentioned earlier, we have plots like histogram plots, bar chart, scatter plot, pie chart, everything we can have it out over here. So just a single statement, it's going to be a import matplotlib, then pie plot as a plot. Then you can start draw all these kind of charts. Okay, let me go back to my. I think done with this, working with this file. Yeah, I can close this and coming back to my file. Okay, so this is simple. I'm not using any file. So probably once we're done with that, then we'll jump into my sample program. Already I have it in my slides so that we can go ahead one by one so you can understand how the options. Forget about this option internally. If you use a very basic parameters, you can use, because there are so many huge number of parameters, list of parameters are there, so we cannot explore. Nobody will like explore all the available option. That's really challenging, but it's not um, required as well. Okay, all right. So not required as well. Okay, let me go back. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here, just a simple array, and making a X label and Y label. Simple, nothing in that. Just I'm creating a simple array, and I'm plotting this statement. What will happen? So this is the actual my plot, and it will be started putting the data. Just is making 1 2 3 5, like by default it will take the value and will started plotting the graph. Okay. So if you want, probably I can write more data here. 55 and 60 and 75 and 80, no, not 80 and 93, 100 and simple. Okay, so it start running to the curve like this. Okay, by default it takes some width. Okay, so it's divided that number into the values. So it's, let's say, some 5 over here, right? The scale might be here. So if you want to increase the scale, something like that, you have option to on that. It's a bit advanced, not advanced control, so options. Okay, it starts from 5 and 10, and then becomes a 22. That 22 is something, but since actually I don't have that pencil, so let me see. This is what is add notes. Okay, so if it is going to be 22, and then it's 25. Okay, and then almost it's going slope, and we are increasing the number 55. Okay, and the same way 75, it's going till 101, right? So all the chart go like this, but here we have just only the y value, x axis, like it will automatically it will calculate and will do the analysis. And same way here, This is just another sample, same sample, but here I'm using two different two arrays. So two arrays automatically it will calculate and it will work on. Okay. So the till 10, so it will match. So that let's say 2 comma 3. Okay. So 2 comma 3 will come like over here. All right. And then the next one 3 and then 8. So 3 and 8 might be over here. All right. So it's just near to the not even the 10. So 3 comma 8. And then 4, let's we go with 10 versus 30. 10 and 30. Okay. And for I have a 30 for 8 as well. So that 80, sorry, 8, and I have here 30. So is actually this is going to be your x-axis and this is going to be y-axis. If you're not providing those things, obviously it'll by default it'll take some value, then started plotting this one. But don't bother when you're dealing with all these graphs. Definitely, you supposed to have this kind of values. Then you can straight away you can do all your things because everything's everything all the data we're getting from your Excel sheet, right? It's a CSV file, so that it's not a big deal to draw the data. For example, see, uh, well, let me take age. Okay, so if age insert, I don't know how many of you are worked on Excel sheet. Okay, so line chart. Uh, Let me go with this one. So this is a 45,000 takes time. Okay. So I can use plot dot scatter of the variables, and this is for yeah my horizontal x-axis and y-axis. Okay, x-axis is going to be name and y-axis is going to be value, so that I'm getting this value. Okay, so I can use the same set of list from my earlier cell. Okay, and this is going to be scatter plot, and the same plot is going to be like a plot diagram so that I can get this kind of values. So let me run this so I can get this specific value in plot form, because actually business intelligence, right, always it's 45,000 files, right? So it started generating it's hanging. Oh my, okay, anyways, right? So this is a very important thing. And again, just I'm making one more step marker, right, as a plus, so that every corner I'm getting each and every point I'm getting my data point corner, so that you can understand easily. Otherwise, so I try to explain this one, right? So this is going to be some value. Let me go ahead. What is the value of a5 b10, a5 and b10, a5 and b10? So it is here. So even if I'm good, I'm showing in the form of plot diagram. So this is going to be here and this is going to be here. So on top of that, for easy visualization perspective, I'm making what marker plus and background color. You can give anything. Okay, if it is going to be a brown, or just right away red, orange, green, blue, whatever you want, you can give that, doesn't matter. But there are so many options are available. And same value plot near the x and y value. Z order is nothing but your grid format. Okay, and line width is nothing but your grid line width. So if you provide this, these are basic expectation from when providing the visualization. There are so many jazzy things are available, but don't spend much time on that, because simply we are going to show the data and we are going to move away. That's it. Okay, so not a big deal. It's a very simple, straightforward. And this is a proper histogram. So proper histogram will show that distribution of the here I don't have this 1 minute. I want to show something to you guys. That's the reason. Since we don't have that board. So I'm really struggling. Okay, so in the Instagram, generally we used to use for the Instagram for distribution perspective. Okay, this is not properly distributed, but if you want to have like a polynomial, if you draw some polynomial Instagram things like it, you can get the actual the bandwidth, bell curve, right? So even there's a bell curve like this. So inside that you have data, so you can get like this. So the distribution of the individual item. So the classic example for Instagram, but bar chart is straight away. It's going to be like this bar chart, obviously. Okay. So here I cannot do this Instagram because it's going like this. So this is not at all correct. So Instagram means you should get the value. It will properly distributed and realign with the data point so that we can have a kind of, you can create bell curve after completing this one. See, it should be like this. So this is going to be like this. Always as Instagram, sorry, Instagram is going to be like this. Okay, that is very, very, very important. How to try to understand that. Pie chart. So pie chart, what I'm doing, just I'm creating a couple of um, bar values. That is something but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the height is going to be 10, something like that. And the label, I'm going to have the label for this item and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I'm constructing the bar. Left is going to be my set of value, right? And then height going to be my the height, this one. Okay, and then what's the tick tape label is nothing but tick label is nothing but what label I've given over here, so that will replace and will give the values of this one. Okay, and plot dot x label is nothing but x-axis, and plot dot y label is nothing but my y-axis. Just I'm giving y-axis, so doesn't they don't bother about that. For example, if you want to change this one, you can change this one. Okay, so it could be age. If you want to manage something like age, yeah, you can make it as a age, and this is the title. Okay, and then x-axis name. Okay, so if you run this one, don't bother about much these things, because actually here we are feeding the data and we are trying to create a chart. But when you're going into the if you're playing with a data set, already you have data, you can straight away you can draw the plots. That's just you can play around with this one visualization. Simple, straightforward. Okay, proper one. I don't want to say anything on this. And this is the other way to create. Actually, the previous one, straight away we got like just one variable name and variable. Actually, we said like scatter. But here is another way of creating your scatter chart, right? So I have a x-axis value and y-axis value, and then plot dot scatter, open the bracket, what supposed to be my y variables and sorry, x variables and y variables, and what is the label. Okay, so labels, it's a stars, nothing but this labels is a stars. There are so many options. I guess I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with like all the options. It could be a diamond or something like that. We have other graphs as well. I show that, and the color is going to red, and the mark is going to be a star. Okay, and size is a very small. Like what's the size? Is the 30, right? And then again, I'm setting x label. X label is something but x-axis, and y label is something but y-axis. What should, so that people can understand what is going to be the x-axis and y-axis values. Okay, store, right? And then this is going to be title and statement. Otherwise, if I'm not using this legend, so definitely it will not come. By using these features, so we can say the legends, because mostly I don't know whether how many of you are familiar with creating a chart in Excel sheet. Even I think the chances are very less. Okay, so if you get the chance and putting some legends, it's well and good. So you can represent the legend inside the graph. That's the reason actually legend is plot legend method, and then plot dot show. So you can kick off and show your graph. Okay, it's a very straightforward. X variable list, Y list, and then plot scatter. These are the options, and we are giving additional features to the x-axis, y-axis, title, and legend, etc., etc. That will be great. Okay, now I'm going to change just green. That's it. Okay, so this one, and the same way, it's a pie chart. How it's going to be pie chart? So here the activity, eat, sleep, work, play, something, some value, and I'm creating another simple pie chart for the value. Like again, so what is the percentage of the eating and sleep and work and play? Given us some certain values, and the color is going to be for it should be a matching with this. This is for just for analysis, like creating a chart by one available data. And again, I'm telling, if you're going to you're going to use any data set things, probably directly you can extract the data from your column. You can draw whatever the whatever graph or plots, pictures, visualization you can create. You can create. That's up to you. Okay. And one more thing, in Python, in the data science, mostly you can create your own chart over here, or else you can, after the massaging the data, you can pass on the values to uh, the visualization tools called like the Power BI or Tableau or ClickView, whatever things we have. So we can pass on the value into any other visualization tools. So there people can do all these kind of things. So instead of writing all the data, what they will do, easily they will pick up the data and draw the diagram. So no need to write even not even this kind of code. Okay, just drag the data and they'll just configure that what kind of graph they need. Once we give that, automatically the system will create the graph. They can, okay, that is straightforward stuff. Okay, and then here we have activity and percentage of all the stuff we have, and again the legend and show. So automatically what will happen, like it will based on the percentage wise, it will make a nice chart for you. Okay, so let me come back to my slide, whether we have covered. Yes, we have covered the bar chart, scatter chart, just a scatter dot value, and value is this one. And if you want to have something marking on the your plot, so yes, we can do that. And the pie chart is a straightforward these things. So my advice, try to create lots of chart by using Excel sheet, and probably you can understand how it looks like. And you can try the same way in our Python programming. There are so many options are available. Just go very basics one. Okay, it's not required to execute all the commands. Okay, so that's really like waste of time. But these guys are built in and they're provided those things. But it like up to you guys. Like if, explicitly, if you want to create a chart, means better way. Industrials like will go for business intelligence tools. Okay, that's the visualization tools. So visualization tools will give them very nice diagram in very short span time. Just a matter of selecting that data, and you have to select what kind of chart you want. Select that, it will give that. Okay, and one more thing, if you're this is actually Jupyter notebook, right? If you're having the notebook in Azure brick, so we have a component called Azure brick. So there, just select the data, you can specify the column, and there is a drop down box. You can select what kind of chart you need. Automatically it will get the pie chart, bar chart, whatever it is. So no need to write all these statement. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, this is actually bit advanced version, three-dimensional. Okay, so the data will be available in three-dimensional format. So three-dimensional format is nothing but XYZ. Okay, if it is going to be two dimensions, the so far actually we discussed about two dimensional chart, and this is going to be three-dimensional chart. But three-dimensional chart, we are not spending much time on this, but for sample perspective I've created a few things, and I'm assigning the values. Simple. Okay, this is the three-dimensional one. And what else? We'll go back to the slides. So let's see how much we are covered. Yeah. So what we'll do, like, we'll have a break for 10 minutes. Then we can rejoin now. Is that fine?
Okay, sir. We'll join by. Uh,
Hello?
sir, is it audible? Let us join by 5:15. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So we
Yeah,
can
ma'am.
join through.
Sure.
Yeah, we can join through the same link.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, guys.
Uh,
Yeah. Same link, are you going to create a separate link? Because I'm not able to pull the guys to answer any questions. I'm not able to view like how many people are like just for understanding. Anyway, we'll try this.